Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is breaking down even more and unfortunately it is getting worse. That's why I want to show you the next lower price target and why you really need to be careful. Now first you can see the significant support level we mentioned yesterday, which in my opinion was the biggest support level on the entire Bitcoin chart, is right now getting lost. And this specific level I even mentioned yesterday on Twitter, where I said Bitcoin hit one of the biggest levels on the entire chart. Ideally, I want a bounce, a big bounce. And yes, I was really hoping that Bitcoin is going to be able to see some kind of a bigger push towards the upside, because this specific level was actually not a random level. Golden Fibonacci ratio aligning with our recent highs and also our recent lows. Exactly at this specific area, we also got the bottom of a significant descending channel, which of course, technically speaking, does have a higher probability of breaking towards the upside. And that is also why yesterday I said to you, I am looking for another long position of Bitcoin, which unfortunately I already got stopped out of. But nevertheless, at the moment I am still holding a brand new long position on XRP, and also all of my other long positions on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on XRP, and also Nando are at the moment still in profit. However, with all of those long positions, I have already significantly paid myself, and that is simply why I was searching for another long position, not only on Bitcoin, also on XRP. Because Bitcoin is right now losing this specific support level, of course, I do manage my risk. I did get stopped out, and ideally right now, I am waiting for a lower price target to be hit in the next couple of hours. I am going to share with you not only the exact price target right here, but also we are going to talk about the pattern that Bitcoin right now can be forming, and additionally, I am going to share with you some very interesting liquidation levels. But nevertheless, let me right now do share with you that I am not the only one getting stopped out. A lot of people are actually not getting stopped out, but getting liquidated. Significant liquidation spikes are coming in the market for the past couple of days right here. And yes, those liquidations are actually quite significant. Pay attention right now to the past 24-hour liquidations, where you're going to see, once again, over 600 million of long positions getting completely wrecked and completely liquidated, because simply people do not have a plan, they do not have a stop loss. I knew exactly that at this specific level, I am not interested in a short position because simply we are trading at the area of support. Nevertheless, the long position unfortunately failed, and right now we are going to move to the next one. And I'm also going to share with you the next level where we can be looking for another long position. And this specific level is actually going to be 200 exponential moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Why so? Because historically speaking, this level right here is one of the best levels where we can potentially be expecting some kind of a bounce towards the upside, and it's also not only aligning with the liquidity levels right here, but also with some very interesting liquidation levels. But more about the liquidation levels slightly later. Right now, let me do share with you that historically speaking, the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame has been acting as a very nice dynamic area of support. Once we broke it towards the upside, we got some kind of a retest, and after that, Bitcoin literally exploded towards another all-time high. And look also right now in the past examples when we were trading in some kind of a downtrend. Area of resistance, area of resistance, 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 all of the time. This specific level has been acting as almost a perfect area of resistance, and that is simply why, if in the next couple of hours Bitcoin is right now going to continue dropping towards upside, this level right here at approximately 102.5 thousand US dollars can be our next price target. Now, I would say it's more of a zone, and I am going to explain to you exactly why this specific level should be more of a zone. But before we do talk about that, I would also appreciate right now for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are definitely possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now do share with you why the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame is more of a zone, because what are you right now going to see? Only a couple of days ago, Bitcoin has been forming some very nice higher lows right here. And below each low, there is of course liquidity. What does that mean? people that are right now still holding some long positions, they are setting stop losses exactly below those specific lows. So that is why ideally, not only I am looking for the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly time frame to actually be hit, but also ideally we are looking for some of the liquidity below the recent lows to also be taken, and only then for Bitcoin to do see some kind of a reaction, some kind of a bounce, some kind of a push toward the upside, for BTC chart to actually form a pattern. And yes, I'm going to show you a pattern I'm right now looking at literally in a moment. But the first thing that also I do need to share with you is going to be the RSI indicator. Already yesterday, I told you we are forming a significant hidden bullish divergence because RSI is seeing significant lower lows right here, while Bitcoin is forming higher lows. This right here simply means continuation of the trend towards the upside is of course slightly more likely. But what are you right now also going to notice? On the daily time frame, the RSI indicator is clearly seeing also a significant push down. So not only there is going to be some hidden bullish divergences right here, but also let me right now do share with you, last time we were trading at the 50 level in the middle on the RSI indicator. It has been acting as a very nice support and resistance level. We were trading at this 50 level already a couple of months ago. Bitcoin got a collapse towards upside because the level was acting as the area of resistance. Also right here, area of resistance, push towards upside, area of resistance, push towards upside, and as right now, the level is simply going to be an area of support. So not only right now, we are seeing that the RSI indicator is trading at the area of support. Also, we know that historically speaking, the 200 EMA is acting as a very nicely respected dynamic support level on Bitcoin, and also additionally, we can go one step further with our liquidation levels. First of all, I would like to actually zoom in a little bit on the 2-week time frame on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, where you're actually going to see bigger liquidations on Bitcoin looking on only the 2-week time frame are not below the recent lows, but actually literally at the all-time highs at approximately 112,000 US dollars. But also right now, if we zoom out a little bit on the 1-month time frame, you're actually going to see some liquidations are coming in also literally at approximately 100,000 US dollars, literally almost exactly below this specific low. Now, of course, I am not saying we need to actually go that low towards this specific low for us to take the liquidity before Bitcoin can see a bounce towards the upside. I would say like that. At the area where we are as of right now, if you're looking for any buying positions right here, I would say simply make sure you're managing your risk. We definitely know that historically speaking, this specific level, the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly time frame, has been very, very nicely respected, and that is simply why I would already be looking for a brand new long or a buying position on Bitcoin literally exactly at this specific area, and not actually wait for the liquidity below this specific low to be taken. Now, if we are already then going to see a push towards the upside on Bitcoin before the liquidity and the liquidation level is going to be hit at 100,000 US dollars, I would then be slightly more careful because we could be forming some kind of a pattern on the 4-hourly time frame. And what is this pattern going to be? Simply you can look at this as the left shoulder right here, some kind of a head, and Bitcoin, if we do see a bounce towards the upside, it is simply going to form some kind of a right head, which means head and shoulders pattern, which of course it is then going to be a bearish Bitcoin pattern and a bearish Bitcoin indication. However, we can still trade the right shoulder. That being said, a bounce towards the upside, that probably it is going to happen in the next couple of days. And before we do talk about the exact price target and this exact pattern, I do want to announce the winner of the 200 US dollar giveaway. Let me shuffle the names a little bit and click on the wheel to spin. Good luck to everyone who is actually participating in the giveaway, and it does look like the winner of the 200 US dollar bonus giveaway, it is actually Manas. Congratulations, you are going to get your 200 US dollar bonus deposited directly to your Bitfinex account, and with the bonus you can literally apply up to 100x leverage for Bitcoin and open up a 20,000 US dollar long position maybe. But nevertheless, if you also want to participate in the next giveaway, and also if you want to get 10 USDT completely for free only after you register, this specific thing is actually limited to only 300 signups. Make sure you make your account with the second link down below in the description. No KYC, no VPN. You're going to get a free 8,000 US dollar bonus, and also, as I said before, 10 USDT only after you register, VIP level 3, and a 20% deposit bonus. Now, this specific campaign is unfortunately valid for only the next 10 days, so take advantage of it with the second link down below in the description. Now, let me actually share with you the exact price target I would be looking for if Bitcoin is actually going to be able to see some kind of a bounce towards the upside in the next couple of days, because the level is also going to be a very important one. Pay attention right now only to the market structure. What is the level that has been respected so nicely for the past couple of days right here? Of course, it is going to be the area of approximately 107,000 US dollars. And of course, this specific level is also not a random level. What we can right now actually do, measuring the entire push towards the downside with the volume, you can notice that the value area low is coming in exactly at our recent lows and also at our recent highs, aligning with this specific zone. So I would definitely say, if Bitcoin is going to be able to see a bounce towards the upside in the next couple of days, this specific level is definitely going to be one of the first very important price targets, because not only that, it is also aligning with the golden Fibonacci ratio. And that is simply why, yes, I am still interested into a new long or a buy position of Bitcoin, ideally after we are going to tap the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, after we take some liquidity below the recent lows. But nevertheless, I am not looking for any short or sell positions as of right now, because it still does look like that on the 4-hour time frame we are still moving in a very nice uptrend. I am personally not guessing when the trend is going to end. We are simply going to see on the chart itself when Bitcoin is going to start moving in a downtrend, but nevertheless, as of right now we are in an uptrend. The RSI indicator is still forming some very nice bullish divergences. On the daily time frame we are even reaching the support level right here, and also actually if we go one step further with the MACD indicator, you can actually see that we are forming some regular bullish divergences, lower lows right here, higher lows on MACD, which is clearly going to be a bullish divergence on the Bitcoin chart itself. So once again, this level right here, if you're in shorts, in my opinion, a good take profit area. If you're not in any positions, of course, only I would be interested into a brand new long or a buy position on the Bitcoin chart itself. Now, additionally, I do think that the entire move down, the entire retracement of approximately 8%, of course, is a good thing for the entire crypto market, because it really does look like some people on Twitter are literally panicking, calling for a bear market to start, calling that Bitcoin actually topped out right here and that we are going to see a significant collapse. But the reality is, it does look like that the crypto fear and greed index is actually resetting, which in my opinion is also going to be a good thing. In the previous weeks, we were literally trading at the greed or maybe even at the extreme greed areas, but as of right now, we are simply in neutral. And this right here, it simply means people are getting slightly more scared, maybe even expecting a big drop towards downside, which of course it can happen. However, we trade the data objectively. We know we are in an uptrend. We know support areas are getting hit. We also know that the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame has been very nicely respected. So ideally, I want to see some kind of a bounce sooner rather than later, and only if Bitcoin is potentially going to then break this specific level, we can be even more bullish, expecting an all-time high. Nevertheless, if we then do see a rejection right here, of course, a confirmed head and shoulders pattern right there would be a bearish indication for Bitcoin, and only then we can be looking for lower. Now, another good thing for Bitcoin, why we can be expecting some kind of a bounce at approximately this specific area, is going to be the CME futures chart, because we closed at approximately 105,000 US dollars. Right now, we are clearly trading below 105,000 US dollars, which means 90% probability Bitcoin is going to see a bounce towards 105,000 US dollars, and ideally even to test our bigger area of resistance at approximately 106, 107,000 US dollars. So a lot of people actually have been asking me, bro, what are you right now doing with your trades? As you probably know, I have been taking a lot of profits throughout the past couple of months right there on all of my long positions. Nevertheless, I am still searching for other long positions on the entire crypto market, and also potentially in the next couple of days, I'm going to look for a short position at the area of resistance. But nevertheless, as of right now, I still want to see a bounce first before me entering a potential short or a sell position on Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Now, on XRP, for example, we are at the moment reaching a very important level. point of control, daily level, weekly level, 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, and also with the push towards downside only a couple of hours ago, XRP has been able to take the liquidity below the recent low. That is why I added even more to my long position on XRP. At the moment, yes, it is slightly underwater, but to be honest, if Bitcoin is going to see a bounce, I also want to see a bounce on XRP itself, because once again, we are trading at a significant area of support. And also, if you're going to then go with the RSI indicator, we are even at the oversold area, which technically speaking, the last time we were at the oversold area, XRP at least got some kind of a push towards the upside after a couple of hours. So that is simply why, if you want to trade with us and take an advantage of the free $8,000 bonus, no KYC, no VPN, click the second link down below in the description, because you're also going to get 10 USDT completely for free only after you register, VIP level 3, and then also make sure you deposit, because you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.